pretty striking, isn't it? You look at people achieving really big things, launching stuff, excelling, and we talk so much about their skills, like what they can do. But I've been thinking maybe the real differentiator, the thing separating dreamers from doers, it feels less about the skill and more about how they, think.
That really hits home.
Yeah.
It's like having the best GPS, but if you don't know where you're going or kind of have the drive to actually steer, you're not really going to get anywhere.
Exactly.
So today, that's our deep dive. The entrepreneur mindset. Thinking like a winner. We've looked at some really interesting stuff that gets right into the core of it.
Absolutely. And, the word entrepreneur itself,
it
can be a bit limiting, right?
Yeah.
Basically think startup, Silicon Valley, that kind of thing. But looking at this, it's clear this mindset isn't just for business owners. It feels more like a fundamental way to tackle, anything. Challenges, life. It's a different way of seeing the world.
Precisely. It's way more proactive. It's about spotting opportunities, seizing them, and really believing you can shake things yourself.
Okay.
So our mission for you, the listener, today is really to break down these core parts of the entrepreneur mindset. We want to give you not just the what, but some practical ideas on how you might cultivate this way of thinking. Doesn't matter if you're starting a company or not.
Okay, let's get practical then. What are the key bits of this entrepreneur mindset? Like, what does it actually look like day to day beyond just buzzwords?
Well, fundamentally, it's about being active and solution-focused.
Yeah.
The materials we checked out kept hitting this theme. Create, don't wait.
Right.
People thinking this way don't just sit around, they start things. They see failure.
Right.
Okay, that's not a stop sign. It's feedback, information.
Data points.
Yeah, exactly. And they have this, you could call it a bias towards action. They're the ones actually doing stuff, not just planning the perfect plan forever.
That bias towards action feels really key. Like that old saying, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. It's just taking that step.
Right.
Even if you don't have it all figured out. And it's good to hear this isn't some exclusive club. The stuff we read suggests anyone can learn to think this way, achieve more than they thought they could.
Absolutely. And a huge piece of this, a real cornerstone, is what we're calling an ownership mentality.
Yes.
What's really striking is how much responsibility people with this mindset take.
Yeah.
For their choices, their time, their results, all of it.
Yes. That jumped out at me too. It's moving away from blaming, external stuff and looking inward for what you can do.
Right.
If something goes wrong, it's not whose fault is this, but more like, okay, what could I have done? What can I do now?
Exactly that. There's a real shift away from just blaming the economy or competitors or bad luck or whatever. Sure, those things exist. They play a role. But the focus here is on your own influence. Moving from one source called it victim mode to creator mode, asking, what can I actually do about this? What changes can I make?
It's so much more empowering, isn't it? Because, okay, you can't control everything out there, but you always control how you respond.
That's it.
And that's where the real power is, like the sources kept saying.
Indeed. And this ownership thing, it leads right into another key part, focusing on solving problems, not just, complaining about them.
Right.
Think about it. Any successful business, any successful project, really, it exists to solve somebody's problem, right? To fill a need.
That's so true. And it makes sense then that someone with this mindset wouldn't just get stuck moaning about problems. They actually see the problems as, opportunities.
Exactly. A challenge pops up. Their first reaction isn't, oh no. It's more like curiosity. Okay, what's really going on here?
Let's dig in.
Yeah. How can we fix this? Who knows something about this? Who can help?
It's strategic, not just panic mode.
Yeah, it's the difference between throwing your hands up and saying impossible versus asking, okay, how could this become possible?
And that thinking naturally leads to another thing we saw, valuing growth over trying to be perfect all the time.
Oh, yeah. Perfectionism. That's a big one. Kills a lot of great ideas before they even start.
Totally.
The materials are pretty clear. Focusing too much on being flawless before you act, that just holds you back. The entrepreneur mind gets that, getting something out there, even if it's not perfect, is usually way better than waiting forever for some ideal version.
Done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot, and the sources really explained why. It's about this cycle, right?
Yeah.
Launch, test, learn, improve.
Exactly. Get it out there, see what happens, get real feedback, then make it better. It's ongoing. Based on reality, not just theory.
Yeah, because waiting for that perfect moment or the perfect product or even feeling like you're perfectly ready, you can wait forever. It's analysis paralysis.
Precisely. This mindset embraces doing, learning from the doing, getting feedback. That's where the real growth happens, not just planning in your head.
Which kind of flows right into the next bit.
Yeah.
Dealing with risk and being resilient. Because let's face it, if you put yourself or your ideas out there, things might not go to plan. That's just reality.
Indeed. And the sources really stress that entrepreneurs get that taking calculated risks is often, well, necessary for big wins.
Calculated risks. Okay. Not just throwing caution to the wind.
Right, not reckless. But willing to step outside the comfort zone if the potential reward seems worth it. And maybe even more important, bouncing back when things do go wrong. Resilience.
That resilience part feels huge. The materials didn't paint failure as the opposite of success. It was more like an essential part of getting to success.
Absolutely. A total reframe. Every stumble, every mistake, that's valuable info. It tells you what not to do next time or what needs tweaking.
So failure is just learning, basically.
In a way, yeah. Fear is still there, probably. But it doesn't stop them. Maybe it even makes them more careful, more strategic. There's this deep belief that every setback has a potential comeback inside it.
Okay, so we've got someone who takes ownership, focuses on solutions, values progress over perfection, and isn't afraid to take risks and learn from mistakes. But all that energy, it needs a direction, right? A target.
That's where vision comes in. Absolutely.
Okay.
This mindset definitely involves having big goals, a clear picture of what you want to build or achieve. But, and this is crucial from the sources, it is not just daydreaming.
Right, not just wishful thinking or sticking pictures on a board. It's got to be paired with action.
Exactly. It's the combination, having that clear vision, that why, and then actually doing the work consistently. Showing up, putting in the effort, even the small boring stuff sometimes to build momentum, trusting the process even when the end goal feels miles away.
Yeah, because vision without action is just fantasy, isn't it?
And action without vision is just running around, maybe getting things done, but not necessarily the right things.
Pointless motion.
Right. The real power is when you have both working together, that clear goal and the consistent steps to get there.
Okay, and that brings us to the last key element, maybe the one that holds it all together. Discipline versus just relying on motivation.
Discipline.
Because motivation, it comes and goes, right? Some days you're fired up, ready for anything. Other days, just getting out of bed is tough.
That's totally human. We all feel that. And the entrepreneurial mindset seems to recognize that. Because motivation is fickle, they lean hard on discipline.
So it's about building habits, routines.
Pretty much. Setting clear goals, having a plan, and then sticking to it. Doing the work even on the days you really, really don't feel like it.
That commitment to just showing up, doing the reps, even when no one's watching. That feels like a major difference maker.
It really does. The sources suggest a lot of success isn't glamorous. It's just doing the simple, necessary things consistently over time.
Day in, day out.
Exactly. Building those habits that keep you moving forward no matter how you feel on any given day.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. Thinking like a winning entrepreneur. What does that really boil down to, based on everything we've covered?
Well, in short, it looks like taking full ownership, really owning your situation and your results.
Right, no blaming.
No blaming. Then actively solving problems, being curious about them, not just complaining, valuing progress, learning, growth over needing everything to be perfect right away.
Done is better than perfect.
Done is better than perfect. Embracing calculated risks, knowing setbacks are part of the game and learning from them. Resilience. Having that big, clear vision, plus taking consistent action towards it.
Vision and action. Got it.
And finally, building the discipline to keep going day after day, especially when motivation dips.
And the really hopeful part, the message that came through again and again in the materials, is that this isn't something you're just born with, right?
Not at all. That was very clear.
It's something you can build, develop.
Absolutely. It's a set of skills, perspectives, ways of thinking you can actually cultivate through conscious effort. Practice.
It's a process, not flipping a switch.
Exactly. It's about making those small shifts day by day, one thought, one decision, one action at a time, consciously choosing a different response maybe.
Okay. So for everyone listening, maybe think about a challenge you're facing right now or a goal you're working towards. Consider these elements we talked about: ownership, problem solving, growth, risk, vision, discipline. Which one? Which one kind of jumps out of you for your current situation?
Which one resonates most right now?
Right. And think about how focusing just a little bit more on that one aspect. How might that change things for you? What positive shift could that unlock? That's maybe something to ponder after this deep dive.